Try to catch me howling at the moon.
Hi everyone, and welcome back to the latest episode of Coffee Talk, our video series where we speak with industry experts that provide us with the tips and best practices to grow your business. Today with me, I have the lovely Paula Henson, Director of Education and co-owner of Cool Beauty. Now, Paula has been in the industry for over 17 years as a hairstylist at Nova Salon in Kentucky. She's a platform artist, an educator, manufacturer, and distributor. Now, Paula, how you doing? That was a lot, girl.
Yeah, I've done a lot in the last 17 years.
You've been busy.
But I'm doing good. I'm doing good. I think it's good to, I get to see the industry from a lot of different perspectives.
Awesome. Well, I'm excited to hear what knowledge you're going to be giving us today in today's session.
Yes, for sure.
Now, we see that technology has been such a crucial role to our salons and spas, especially with adjusting their strategies for the future. How are you using technology to adapt for your business practices to achieve success post-COVID-19?
Well, yeah, and I think there's really two answers. One is how we relaunched, right? Because we went, we were closed and we had to deal with rebooking all of the appointments and, communicating to our clients. Really, the main thing is that we're here, we're safe, we'll be back, at some point. But then once we had our reopening date, the role of technology changed from, it was about connection and Instagram and Facebook and going live and sending cute pictures of things. It changed to, let us tell you about how safe we are. Let us show you how we're doing that. And so it has been an absolute godsend for our ability to communicate digitally nowadays. I don't even know what we would have done in a different time. Our email opening ratio was in the 90% click ratio. And just like a standard, you're usually in like the 9 to 11. Like out of it, if you send out a mass email to your customers, maybe 9 to 11% of them are gonna read it. We were in the 90s. Like people, oh my gosh, they wanted to know what was going on. So of course, Instagram was huge, Facebook was huge, in communicating all of our new safety standards, email. And then for us with Meevo 2, we do text confirmations and we do email confirmations. So we put in, you have to wear a mask and the mandates, and then we described a lot of our safety protocols because the government safety protocols were like here, and we said, and we're doing this.
Wow.
So we went and really showcased that. And it was fun because if you go back on Nova's Instagram and scroll through enough things, you'll see we even kind of performed it. Like, this is what it used to look like coming to the salon. And it was, you had 3 bags and 4 books and sunglasses and you're all, hey girl. But then it was like, and what did it look like now? And it was just me in a mask, So we really used the photographs, the videos, and all of the different forms of digital communication to, as best as possible, meet the client where they are. Some people read emails, some people scroll Instagram. Not everybody does it all.
That actually would make me feel a lot safer. I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm someone who has not yet have gone to a salon or a spa since COVID. So I think if I saw that would make me feel a little bit more at ease to see what it would look like when I got in there, because now I know what to anticipate. But I also love that you said, like, this is what we were supposed to do, but this is what we're doing. So that definitely would ease me as a client. So I love that.
For sure. We really, we went over the top with it.
I love that. So I know that you mentioned a few features that were super important, right? Like Instagram, social media platforms, email. Is there any top feature that you would say you have found the absolute most helpful? That way, anybody who's watching today, for them, they're like, if there's one thing I need to take back that I can just put into change today, what would that be?
I would say, I can't give you a number, but all our clients get either a text or an email confirmation, right? So having the safety standards there, because we already had it going, confirming their time, putting it in there is, I think, one of the ways that everyone saw it most. Now, I think Instagram played our best story on connecting and telling our story, for sure. But we're aware that not all of our clients I mean, our business has been open pushing 30 years. It's like 28, 29 years at this point. So if all of our clientele isn't 20, you know, so it's not that everybody will see it there. So it really, like, the one thing is that you have to have everything. Because if you have a diverse clientele, which we do, in Instagram, Facebook, email, our website, our blog, text confirmations, emails, nowadays you have to have it all. I don't know if it's really an option just to have one thing if you want to play at the big boy level, if you will.
So how do digital strategies and software help salons shape their client experience?
Well, nowadays, I actually think your client experience begins far before they even reach the salon. I mean, when we think about like a customer and a customer service experience, we think about them walking at the front door and a warm and friendly greeting, and you know, we think, and that's legit. Those are all very important. But in reality, they began their relationship with your business digitally somehow, at some point. So, I mean, some of the simplest things that are, I guess the goal here would be to remove frustrations. You don't want them frustrated before they even get you on the phone. An example is, do you ever go to a website on your phone and you find their phone number and you try to push it and it's a picture or it's flash and it won't let you call it?
Yes.
It's so frustrating.
I love that. Didn't you know?
It's so frustrating. And so it's like, you know, it makes it seem like, oh, it's just, are they behind the curve on this? Do they not know? Like, it just, I'm not saying it crashes the client experience, but I will guarantee you it does not enhance it in a positive way.
So with everything that's been going on with salons and spas and adjusting to that new normal, right, and employees' emotions running high, I'm sure, how can salon and spa leaders help their staff's emotions?
Oh, well, the first thing I'll say is recognizing that they are going to exist in a much larger form than really we're used to. And so it's interesting because while I've done all of these things in the beauty industry, I'm actually married to a chaplain assistant in the military, and I'm a foster mom. So while neither one of those actually qualifies me to be a counselor, they both have a lot of counseling training. Especially in regards to like PTSD and those types of things. So I think the thing to remember is that everyone has just been through a tragic experience. We've never been told before by the government, if you will, that you had to stay in your home for a long length of time. And that's a big deal. And it messes with habit. So the habit that you're used to every single day of coming in, good ones or bad ones, but for the most part, it's the good ones that go away the fastest. It messes with your emotions. For the most part, I think just be prepared for quite some time, probably longer than you think. Be prepared for people, clients, staff, leaders, owners, everybody, to have a little bit of like a hair trigger. You know, like the other day, I was just crying in my car. I don't know why I'm crying so hard. And I just, you know, like, what? It wasn't even a bad day, you know, but it was just, what, I don't know. We all just went through this traumatic experience. And so it was a little bit different for everyone. Some were genuinely quarantined completely to their home. I worked the entire time. So I ran the distribution company, driving forklifts, packing boxes, you know, like we're not afraid here. So I came out of it the least rested I've ever been. Other people came out of it the most rested they've ever been. Nonetheless, we're all like this. So recognizing that the littlest thing can be the biggest deal, and you really have to honor the fact that while it might not seem logical to watch someone's emotional reaction, it is still a very real emotion. And we need a minute to take it in as a real thing. And especially for clients, because I think if we can make clients feel safe, then their response to us will be a little calmer. Therefore, you'll have a whole staff of hairdressers that aren't on the edge about the clients freaking out on them, right? You know what I mean? Like everybody just wanted their gray coverage touched up, you know? Like, so, but it does last a little longer because I do think that we're gonna see like some ebbs and flows of this thing for the next year or so. And we're going to need to continually measure that emotional response, especially as, you know, some things aren't going some people's way. and that causes emotions. And I would ask the staff to please be the same with your leaders. I think we look to the leaders, the managers, the front desk, the people with titles at the business, the owners. We look at them for strength, and of course we need to offer that as leaders. And remember, leaders need to be able to rely on their peers as well. So if you see a break for a moment in a leader, that's all it is. It's the same moment you had. Let's approach it with some grace.
So, what tips do you have for salon owners to provide an amazing customer service experience today?
So today, 2020, right, we're in a really unique situation with our clientele. I think it's just as important that we're making our clients, feel safe as we are beautiful. And that those two things really, really have to marry together. And I will tell you, when a lot of the regulations first came out, because I don't think they're going anywhere soon, right? Like, this is the world that we're living in for, possibly years, especially in the up-close beauty industry. And a quick story. So I went to 2 separate supermarkets, same day. This is when all this stuff first went down. And they were both following the same rules. But the customer service experience at, let's call it grocery store A, because why throw anybody under the bus, right? So grocery store A, we're 6 feet apart. We had, everybody's wearing their masks and doing what they're supposed to do. And I go to put some items on the conveyor belt, and I am greeted with like 6 feet, 6 feet, ma'am. And I was like, oh, and I was following the rules. And so, I'm pretty chill, and I still I was worked up inside. You get sweaty and you start looking around, and it's kind of embarrassing. And I'm like, I'm trying to put my stuff out there. It was just wild and uncomfortable. So then I go to grocery store B, because I was like, I need to buy more wine after this, right? And so there's a line outside, everybody's 6 feet apart, they're following the same rules, and there is this chipper girl standing outside with this massive thing of hand sanitizer, and she's yelling, but in a very friendly yell. So she is taking control of the situation. And hey, as you come in today, you're gonna need to line up over here, and we've got hand sanitizer, and you definitely have to wear a mask. And she was just repeating and smiling and being nice and making eye contact and engaging. And same rules, same situation. So I think when we look at the heightened need for rules and regulations, safety standards, following all the things that are changing through our state boards and through our governors and mandates, we have to remember, and I think this hits everything. It hits digital, it hits emotional, it hits client experience. We have to remember to be ourselves. When I was telling you about our Instagram, it was silly me with all my bags hanging off of myself. That's how I showcased the new rules, instead of it being you must wear a mask. Well, hey guys, when you come in, you must wear a mask. It's the same thing, but being you, being your voice, your culture to your clients and to your staff within the rules, I think is some of the best advice, because you're going to feel like yourself, which I think is very important right now. You're going to seem like yourself to your customers and your staff, and that will increase the feeling of safety, not necessarily because you're clean, but because it's comfortable and it's safe. It's like coming home. It's like being in your mom's kitchen. It's a good place to be. So I think through everything, find a way to keep making it you and making your artistic expression showcase.
Now, I'm absolutely sure that our listeners will definitely agree with those awesome and excellent helpful tips. Hands down, I love the at-home comment. That just basically warmed me up inside. So customer service is definitely the backbone, right, for our salons and spas, and really making sure that we implement some of these things when we suggest to help our clients adapt with those strategies moving forward. You mentioned all of them, right? Down to emotional, the client experience. So I love that. What I want to do is I want to thank you so much for joining us for this particular episode of Coffee Talk. And everybody, the amazing Paula. We've learned so much about the salon and spa and adjusting our new industry's normal and trying to make those new strategies and enhancing their client experience and improving not only the client and the staff experience. So We'll see you guys next time, and thank you, Paula.
You're very welcome. Thank you.
Yes.